All right, newspaper review beckons.
All right, welcome back to the program. Let's welcome Chukwudi Ukulu Ubuaja to newspaper review segment. Chukwudi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Claire?
Very well, thank you.
Victor, good morning.
Good morning. You look bright,
I always
like
look
the morning
bright.
sun.
Don't denigrate me this morning. I always look bright, or at least I managed to. You know, you have to learn how to pretend a little in life.
I give up.
Let's go.
Well, let's begin with the New Telegraph here. And it leads with this story: hardship. Reverse fuel cooking gas price hike now. Reps tell FG. Suggest temporary price relief measures. We are aware there's food crisis. FG working to end it soon. That's according to Minister. And Labour, FG keep mum over crucial meeting on fuel price hike. Others. And that story is spread across pages 2, 3, 5, and 26 of the New Telegraph. And just above that story, below the nameplate, no vacuum in leadership with Tinubu Shettima out of country. That's according to the presidency. As VP jets to Sweden for bilateral engagements, pages 4 and 5. Reps tackle Tinubu over delay in submitting 2025 budget. Summon Marwa as parents of boy killed by NDLEA operatives demand 2 billion naira. That one is on pages 4 and 5. Customs seizes 10,000 arms, 114,929 ammunition in 20 major shipments, page 6. And the Wanyan wished Kano would be released before his death, ex-prelate, as Sanwo-Olu, Anyoko, others pay tribute to the late Ohanese president. I think we'll leave it at that from the New Telegraph, but not without saying that AFCON qualifier fiasco. It's a lie. We didn't apologize to Libya, FG clarifies. CAF gives Libya ultimatum to reply to allegations as body meets next week, page 31. Let's get you now to the Vanguard, which has just a few stories, but the major one is FG, Labour agree on how to crash transport fares, food prices. That story is on page 5. And then you have a couple of picture stories. Tragedy in Jigawa, petrol tanker explosion kills 147, page 7. But that figure, I think, has since been updated. And then we've read the other story in the New Telegraph, Claire.
All right, let me quickly bring you update from Daily Trust. And Daily Trust, I'll just start a little below the nameplate before the major story or major headline. Senate investigates alleged plot to impeach Akpabio. That story is on page 13. Reps to Tinubu transmits 2025 budget to NAS without further delay. Lawmakers demand reversal of petrol price hike. And just before, well, other stories have been, of course, read out by Victor. But trending just below the lead story, FG deploys satellites to monitor terrorists and bandits. Sokoto begins sale of subsidized rice at 38 naira 700 kobo a bag. Sokoto begins sale of subsidized rice at 38,700 naira per bag. And Lagos announces 85,000 naira minimum wage for workers. And the lead story, grieving families recount incidents as over 120 are buried with various riders there. That's, of course, the aftermath of the Jigawa tanker inferno. Chukwudi, I think we should begin with that, really. Quite sad. This morning, even the BBC, relates the story. Of course, it mentioned the fact that while the tanker fell, people, scampered to scoop fuel, including women and children who were among the, dead.
Yes, the BBC, naturally, like the journalists they are, be hawkish by swooping on tragedy, calamity, above every other thing. We don't pray for calamity, but when it happens, it makes our day as journalists. But having said that, the BBC should also tell us when Nigeria's economic growth rate is getting better and all that. But having said that, to the crux of the matter, no, not again, but then it has happened already. Now, we don't want to malign the dead, but when a tanker accident happens and people are still caught up in that mentality of scooping up fuel because the economy is bad, so to speak, I don't think that says something good about our attitude towards, you know, incendiary situations.
You would think
it is not right.
You would think it was a character of the Niger Delta. You know, in those days, this was what you will see. You know,
Jesse comes to mind.
Exactly.
This,
you know, so but now it's becoming you know, widespread. And like you said, because of the economic situation. But people should first of all...
I didn't say it's because of the economic situation. I was actually saying the economic situation should not make people go
exactly.
to commit suicide.
Exactly.
There are people whom, in spite of all the hunger, would not join them in that.
Yes, your life...
And I don't know
you live your life once. So, as they say, life has no duplicate.
Yes.
You know? So I don't know.
I don't know why we don't learn, because each time this happens, it is tragedy. Tomorrow it happens again, people will go scooping fuel. I don't know why.
I think it's also high time, Chukwudi, that we also looked at, you know, transporting fuel by road.
No.
I know it's a long-term plan, but we've been at it for
we've had a long time to plan it.
Claire, in 2024, transporting fuel, and that includes diesel, kerosene, should not be a long-term plan. No. Apart from its safety, it's more economically, you know, manageable. Going on, yes, it's going to involve a lot of capital, you know, when you
infrastructure.
But over time, you see that you have defrayed cost. You know, you see, Chukwudi has started talking economics. You know,
but it's another thing. Could use the rail lines. Use the
rail lines could become another alternative.
Yes.
But the primary, you know, vehicle should be the pipes. You know, somebody, for instance, mentioned on the channel I was watching the other day that the CNG buses we're talking about should actually have been preceded by a pipeline network that takes the CNG to the stations, not again mounting them on groaning trailers, and it doesn't make sense. We have to plan well for safety and economic sense.
Another story I think we should look at is the alleged plot to impeach Abuja, and this story emanated from online. And I think we have to be very, very careful with the way we report things, you know, and especially those who use the online platform. It went viral, and there were so many allegations and all that, and you know, it turned out that story was refuted, you know. So I don't know.
You know,
the Senate is now asking, you know, an investigation.
Yes,
into that alleged.
No,
plot.
people would always jump like vampires, you know, hawkishly on stories that affect politicians. There's reasonable bad blood between the people and politicians. Even when politicians do well, we no longer have time to notice they've done well. The people almost carry a death wish against the politician. So don't be surprised that people latch onto such a story, go online and begin to say all manner of things, however weird they sound. But at the end of the day, there's no smoke without fire. Let them carry out an investigation. Individuals don't matter to me. Akpabio, for crying out loud, yes, fine. He's an incumbent. He would like to finish his term and all that. But when these things happen, what happens to my mind is, with that democracy in Nigeria, is it growing or not? From one administration to another, you keep on hearing rumors about things that should not be talked about. When are we going to stabilize? politically? That's a question that comes to your
Yeah,
mind.
I think there's a Victor. You were at the clinic, our usual clinic, when one of our we call him House of Reps guru. You know, enlightened us about the use of the word impeachment.
Yeah.
You know, you were there. You know, the way we use impeachment these days, you know, it's as if it's a death sentence. You know, I mean, Clinton was impeached, but he still remained in the office.
No, that's different from us.
It's different from ours.
Here,
No,
if you are impeached, you are impeached. Over
Once-
there, there are other
no,
processes.
No. I think we should not.
The systems are different.
Confuse the presidency and the law
And the
and the
parliamentary system.
Activities.
Okay.
When you're impeached as a president, you could still go on in the U.S. particularly.
But not here.
Yes, but when you're impeached here, let me not go too much into it so that I don't regret saying something that is wrong. But I think there's a slight difference.
I think we will need Ignatius to come and lecture us again
Oh, yeah,
on the yes, because he did try
journalists,
to
the good
enlighten
thing about
us
us is
on
that
the
we're always-
terminology.
We're always ready to learn.
Yes.
Even a day to getting 6 feet under, we want to
All right,
learn.
we're sorry, we really don't have much time. Victor didn't even have time, you know, opportunity to ask you his questions. Of course, we have a two-legged, you know, conversation this morning, and we will have to get on with it as fast as we can. Chukwudi, thank you.
Thanks
and
a lot.
as always, hoping to see you again tomorrow.
I will be here by His grace.
Yes, please bounce out of the studio.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. This is Good Morning Nigeria. We'll be right back.